Alright. Hello. One of these days I'll get a better webcam that's less fuzzy. I watched a YouTube video yesterday that got me so disturbed, I'm going to make a commentary on it. The video was an hour long. I'm going to try to keep mine to less than an hour. It was Polygamy and Abrahamic Sacrifice, Dr. Valerie Hudson. And she had some interesting food for thought. Her take on that there won't be polygamy in the celestial kingdom because polygamy, Abraham's polygamy, is mentioned in the scriptures in the same section of Doctrine and Covenants that Abraham's sacrificing of Isaac is, and she doesn't think that Abraham is sacrificing Isaac every day on Mount Moriah. Interesting food for thought, but some of the things she said I'm still disturbed with. Valerie Hudson talks like she's certain there will not be polygamy in the celestial kingdom. So here's what I think disturbed me the most about what she said is she didn't come right out and say it, but from the things she was saying, it seemed obvious to me she's more disturbed by polygamy than by homosexual marriage. She quoted a Canadian Supreme Court ruling and said, see, you don't need to worry about polygamy following up homosexual marriage if we end up having homosexual marriage in America. I am far more disturbed at the thought of homosexual marriage than I am at the thought of polygamy. And I don't understand how Dr. Valerie Hudson doesn't see it the same way. Oh, it's just a fuzzy camera, not dust on the lens. And the reason I say that is polygamy is more of the same thing. It's more heterosexual marriage. Right now, God does not want people to do it. I think Dr. Valerie Hudson and I see eye to eye on that fact. Right now, God doesn't want us to do it. And legalizing polygamy, according to the law of the land, will not change that. If polygamy becomes legal in the United States of America, it won't automatically become a church policy to practice polygamy. But homosexual marriage is a whole nother animal. It's not more of the same thing. It's two people that don't have the body parts that God designed to interact together, doing something that they will never be able to make all right with the Lord by getting married, even if there's a marriage law for those people in that state. In other words, polygamy has been authorized by God at some points in the past in Earth history. Homosexual activity has never been authorized by God at any point in history. Dr. Valerie Hudson denounces the idea there will be less men worthy of the celestial kingdom and exaltation than women. Just because you're born with the Y chromosome, does that mean you're going to be, that's her argument. But she seems to be ignoring a fact. It's a fact in America, among more than just Mormonism, among the vast majority of religions, women are more spiritual. Women go to church more women go to church than men. More, it's not just the LDS church that has problems with more women than men. Well, not that it's a problem because we don't want the women, but it's not just the LDS religion that has an imbalance and more women eager to come out to church than men. And that's one really strong indicator that makes me think, yeah, there's going to be polygamy in the celestial kingdom, probably, because that trend probably will result in those people who are not religious now but had an opportunity being being not admitted in the celestial kingdom. And about the Isaac issue, that Isaac isn't sacrificed every day in the celestial kingdom, so that's why one big difference that needs to be noted between Abraham's sacrificing of Isaac and Abraham's polygamy and having concubines is Isaac, he did not actually sacrifice. The Lord told him to it, and then the Lord stopped him before it happened. When it comes to Abraham's polygamy, the Lord didn't stop anything. And Abraham went all the way with that. So there's one difference between those two events that I think is a good argument or counter argument to Dr. Valerie's view of it. One of the things that disturbed me is that Dr. Valerie was talking about how some women are members of the church but disturbed by polygamy, and she talked like if there's a scenario, she uses words like husband being taken away, and that's just I don't know where anyone would get the idea to say that. A polygamous marriage does not take the husband away from the first wife. That thought just crossed my mind. Muhammad, the prophet of Islam, did have one wife that he received a revelation in the Quran that said he didn't have to spend time with her. But a proper polygamous relationship authorized by the Lord is not taking the husband away. Having to share a husband is not losing him. It is not him being taken away. So if there is a scenario where there is a righteous couple, they both are worthy of the celestial kingdom, their marriage is eternal, and there's a woman who is worthy of that blessing but did not attain an eternal marriage in this life, and the Lord brings this single woman to the couple and says to the husband, will you marry her? In that scenario, he's not being taken away from the first wife. And another, sometimes women who are disturbed at the thought of polygamy in the celestial kingdom are told who they're scared at the thought of it now, or it disturbs them now. They are told you'll have a change of heart, and it won't be scary or disturbing or painful at all or hurtful in the celestial kingdom if your husband is given a second wife there. Dr. Valerie Hudson denounced us saying that there will be some kind of a change. She said new creature. I've never heard or thought of explaining it that way, that a woman will be a new creature. She's going to be a woman. She's going to have all the same body parts, unless she was lacking something in this life, armless, legless. But what disturbs me about that is there will be changes of heart in the celestial kingdom. If we can't tell a woman who has a negative view of polygamy now that she won't be hurt by it in the celestial kingdom, then are we also not supposed to tell drug addicts that they will not feel addicted to drugs anymore, or anyone who's feeling temptation that they'll feel that temptation? I'm sure the celestial kingdom is not going to have people twitching for their next drug fix, or drunks thirsty for their next drink, or people that felt tempted to do any sins, any sexual sin, any other sin, lying, stealing, anyone who felt tempted to do any sin on this earth. I'm sure those people will not be facing that temptation in the celestial kingdom. So there will be a change of heart, and there's nothing wrong with saying, if your heart is troubled by polygamy now, you will have a change of heart if the Lord needs your husband to marry another woman so that she can receive the blessings of exaltation. And when let me see, yeah, I looked up some verses in the scriptures that when I read Doctrine and Covenants 132, it seems pretty clear to me that there will be polygamy in the celestial kingdom. Dr. Valerie doesn't come to that conclusion. I'll pull out a few lines from it that show that, and other places in the scriptures. 1 Corinthians 11:11. Nevertheless, neither is the woman without the man, neither the woman the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. There will be no single exalted people. And in the celestial heaven, DNC 131, there are 3 heavens or degrees, celestial glory, I'm sorry. And in order to obtain the highest, a man must enter into this order of the priesthood, meaning the new and everlasting covenant of marriage. And if he does not, he cannot obtain it. He may enter into the other, but that is the end of his kingdom. He cannot have an increase. Alrighty, and 18. And again, verily I say unto you, if a man marry a wife and make a covenant with her for time and for all eternity, if that covenant is not by me or by my word, which is my law, and is not sealed by the Holy Spirit of promise through him whom I have anointed and appointed unto this power, then it is not valid, neither of force, when they are out of this world, because they are not joined by me, saith the Lord, neither by my word. When they are out of the world, it cannot be received there, because the angels and the gods are appointed there, by whom they cannot pass. They cannot therefore inherit my glory, for my house is a house of order, saith the Lord. And again, verily I say unto you, if a man marry a wife by my word, which is my law, and by the new and everlasting covenant, and it is sealed unto them by the Holy Spirit of promise, by him who is anointed, unto whom I have appointed this power and the keys of this priesthood, and it shall be said unto them, Ye shall have come forth in the first resurrection. And if it be after the first resurrection, in the next resurrection, and shall inherit thrones, kingdoms, principalities, and powers, and dominions, all heights and depths, then shall it be written in the Lamb's book of life that he shall commit no murder, whereby to shed innocent blood. And if ye abide in my covenant, and commit no murder, whereby to shed innocent blood, it shall be done unto them in all things whatsoever my servant hath put upon them, in time and throughout all eternity, and shall be of full force when they are out of the world, and they shall pass by the angels and the gods which are set there, to their exaltation and glory in all things, as has been sealed upon their heads, which glory shall be a fullness and a continuation of the seeds forever. Alrighty, so that points out that the marriage is eternal when it's done right. Let's see, and again, as pertaining to, this is DNC 132, pertaining to the law of the priesthood, if any man espouse a virgin, and desire to espouse another, and first give her consent, and if he espouse the second, they are virgins, and have vowed to no other man, then he is justified, he cannot commit adultery, for they are given unto him, for he cannot commit adultery, and that that belongeth unto him, and to no one else. And if he have 10 virgins given unto him by this law, he cannot commit adultery, for they belong unto him, and they are given unto him, therefore he is justified. Alrighty, I'm about to run out of time on this video. Thank you, have a good day.